Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading about what your inner child wants to tell you. I'm excited for this one. Let's just hop into it, okay? As we're getting into this, I was feeling very frustrated and agitated and feeling like it was just very difficult. Like I was setting up to film this reading and I just felt like life was very difficult. Everything just felt so difficult. So that may be confirmation of how you've been feeling. I also was very concerned about my looks for some reason, and I'm not the type of person to be like, care about that. Like I had a different shirt on. I literally changed my shirt. Like, I don't know. I was just getting frustrated about my looks. So, that could be confirmation that you picked the right pile. And it is your inner child being unaddressed, I'm hearing, if that is how you have been feeling, like frustrated and insecure and all of that. Let's see. Also, my inner child is the star of the show today, okay? Well, kind of. Let's move her over here. I love her so much. She is so cute. What the heck? This is me. I think I was like 3 or 4. Maybe. I don't even know. Anyways, love her. I keep her, I don't know, like I feel like this is gonna be helpful for you. I keep her on my desk because it helps me humble myself and not be so hard on myself. So I also, for a long period of time, had her as my background on my phone and stuff like that. So I feel like stuff like that would help you. Let's go ahead and get some inner child messages for pile number 1. We're just gonna go in with the deck that I made and then see what happens. I never have like a rhyme or reason of what's gonna happen in these readings, so let's just see. Pile number 1, messages from their inner child. What does pile 1's inner child want to tell them? What does pile number 1's inner child? I just feel so frustrated, so angry. What does pile number 1's? I'm hearing that you're going in the wrong direction. I'm hearing you're frustrated because you're going in the wrong direction. You're frustrated because you're trying to force things. And no cards are coming out. I mean, I will look at this one obviously, but nothing is coming out. What does pile 1's inner child want them to know? I'll leave these out too. Two more, I feel. I'm not looking, I don't like to look. Okay. Your inner child. What do they want to say to you? The first card we got is go more places. The second card we got is I'm okay, be happy. This one's heavy. Okay, with the I'm okay, be happy card, I'm getting that it's the opposite. I'm getting that your inner child feels very abandoned and they are very frustrated and angry. But at the same time, they don't want to upset you. So they're trying to cover it up. Like, I feel like that's something that you've brought into adulthood too, is being angry or frustrated and trying to like justify, or trying to not even justify, but just be like, I'm fine, it doesn't matter. Like, and being like not addressing your anger is what it sounds like, or not addressing your irritation, or feeling like those type of feelings aren't important, or like, yeah, like you should ignore them. Like, if you pay attention to, I want to say, darker feelings like jealousy or insecurity or depression or anxiety, you feel like it's gonna make it bigger, but in reality it's gonna make it smaller because you're actually addressing it, and you'll feel this relief. I feel like you're just searching this feeling of relief, but how to get that is to just listen to yourself. Like, just calm down and sit down and like just listen. I know, like, it can be the best solutions are always very simple. And I think that when people are told to meditate, they overlook it because it's like, okay, that's not gonna help me. Like, tell me the real thing. Like, that's not actually gonna help me. But in your case, I really think, like, when you feel these things, like when you're feeling irritated or angry, or like your attachment has turned on, or you feel that like zzz to something or someone or to a feeling, or like your nervous system has turned on, you don't have to take action in that moment. The action that you need to take is to just sit. And instead of like a lot of the time, like, I'm picturing someone that is like getting frustrated and cleaning because they're frustrated and they feel like they need to like get their energy out, but they continuously, they're taking that frustration energy into cleaning, and they're slamming things, and they're like not being like mean, but like being a little aggressive, like when it's not necessary. And I'm hearing acting like you have too much testosterone. Like, yeah, acting like you're on steroids. Like, acting like you have a short fuse. But it's because your anger and frustration has to be really loud because you don't pay attention to it. So it's just like a toddler throwing a fit because you're not paying attention to them. All you need is to like feed them. All you need is to give them nurturing love and attention, and they will stop throwing temper tantrums. They're acting out because they want attention. But what do you do to make, like, when a child wants attention, what does that mean? Like, it just means they haven't gotten enough and they don't know how to get it. Like, they don't know how to ask for it with words, so they throw temper tantrums, right? So I feel like that is something that you really needed to hear. That's something that your inner child wanted to tell you. Like, the reason I'm throwing temper tantrums and you're trying to ignore me, the reason I'm actually throwing them is because you just don't listen to me. You're like, I need you to listen to me. I need you to pay attention to my feelings. I need you to acknowledge that I'm here. I need you to acknowledge that I went through all of this with you, and that I'm with you, and I went through it too. I just heard, do you hate me? I hope you don't hate me. Please don't hate me. They feel annoying to you. Because every time they show up, your inner child is either very loud or very quiet. They are either throwing a temper tantrum, or they're like very like, no, I'm okay, don't look at me, like, it's okay. Like, there are two different energies. So when you are acting out, it's your inner child acting out because they haven't gotten enough attention, okay? So you just need to pay attention to them. And I think that's why I felt called to talk about her and show you that I have a photo, because I think this is really gonna help you. And like, for example, I just sit here and talk to her. Like last night I was just sitting here and talking to her, and I just had this huge realization, and my heart like cracked open and I started crying like so hard. And I was just like writing something. Like I wasn't even doing like shadow work, but I just sat here and I looked at her and I just had all of these like thoughts, you know, and I ended up having like an epiphany or like a realization. And if you just talk to your inner child like a person, they will talk back to you. You just have to listen, you know, you just have to trust that what you're hearing in your head is them talking to you. Like I mean, I can show you how I do this. Like I literally will look at her and be like, I will say out loud, what do you want to tell me? And then I will listen and stare at her. And any feelings or any, I'm like, the camera's backwards, so I'm like, like mirroring, you know what I'm talking about? Like I couldn't figure out which way to turn it. But yeah, and whatever you hear when you make that silence and let them answer is their answer. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're hearing, whatever you're seeing, whatever you're smelling, whatever you're tasting, whatever you're remembering, whatever memories are popping into your head, they're all symbolism. They're all her or him, this little child talking to you. And you just have to not push it away and act like it's nothing and act like it's just your brain. Like that is you channeling. That is you actually talking to your inner child. And that is what's going to make you feel heard in life. And that's what's going to, that's what's going to make you stop seeking validation from men. Is when you address the masculine part of yourself. Because this anger is a very masculine energy. Anger usually covers up hurt. So when something or someone is hurt over and over and over and over, they stop wanting to feel that hurt feeling. So they cover it up with anger, because at least anger is a little bit more empowering and at least you do something about it, you know? And at least you can get it out. So I just wanted to explain all of that because I feel like these are feelings that you've been having and haven't been able to like put your finger on what it is. And it's your inner child. This frustration is your inner child. And it doesn't have to be like you're not doing anything wrong. I just want you to know that. Like you're not doing anything wrong. You're not, I don't know, you're exactly where you need to be and you're hearing this message and this is perfect. And this is just so that you can take this information. You are ready to hear this information and you can take this information and you can use it now and implement it into your life now. And from now on, your inner child is going to be thanking you, okay? Let's go ahead and move on. I just got a lot from that card. I got such a heavy, like, I'm okay but not okay feeling. Like a very, very heavy. We have the card, pay attention to me. And again, it's just making space to allow them to come out. Like, and you can do this by seeing someone in a craft store. You can do this by doing things that you enjoyed doing when you were little, by watching things you watched when you were little, playing with things that you used to play with when you were little, like going to the toy store and seeing like what sparks your interest and just getting it. if you weren't the type of kid to like be into toys, because honestly, like I wasn't a very like I'm feminine in nature, but I wasn't feminine in what I would like. I would never play with things, you know. I wasn't like a Barbie girl or like anything like that. So whenever people would talk about like heal your inner child, like go get some toys or whatever, I would be like, but I don't even like toys as a child, so why? Like it just didn't make sense to me. But that's why, because you didn't get the opportunity to play with it as a child, so you're trying to live that out now, and that is perfect. That is great. Like, wear the funky outfits, wear the green pants, wear the orange top with the green pants and the red bag, you know what I mean? Like, wear colors and wear funky patterns, and like, it's okay. It's safe to do that. It's safe to express. They just want to express. Like, I'm hearing write poems, write songs, create outfits, like make tarot readings, make your own decks. Like, you need to find something to express yourself through. Something colorful, something bright, something that brings sweetness and joy and just that like sweet, like that brings that sweet feeling into your life. And I'm also hearing if you crave sugar, you crave sweets, it's because you're craving more sweetness and less anger, less frustration into your life. So you got to learn how to figure out a way to bring more sweetness into your life. And I feel like just talking to your inner child is going to do that to you. Like reflecting on yourself when you were little and just talking to them. We also got you're a rock star. This one just has the energy of like, you're so cool. And that's the, I didn't say this, but you're so cool is the bottom of the deck over here. So I feel like your inner child is looking at you being like, I cannot believe you've done all these things. Like, this is crazy. Like, they're looking at you being like, I never thought I would do that. Whatever it is. And with the go more places thing, they're just craving adventure. They're just craving that sweetness. They're craving to get out. They're craving to socialize, I'm hearing. Forgive them. We got the card forgive them. I feel like this is your parents. I'm picking up specifically on a mother. Forgive your mother. I feel like you probably had a mom that is very masculine in nature, in the sense of like, if you had parents that were together, she was a very like do person. Like, she was very like always doing something. And I feel like she taught you to try to always be doing something, and you're kind of resentful about that now because she didn't teach you how to actually like, I guess, like be a woman, like teach you how to grow up and like be an adult correctly, because she doesn't know how to do that. Okay, then we have the card, don't let them in. I'm hearing, when I said socialization earlier, I heard that you don't want to, and then it's coming back with the don't let them in. I'm just hearing like you have been hurt so much that you think that any, sorry, if I look over here, it's because I'm channeling and there's a blank wall. So I'm like seeing visions in the blank wall. So if you're like, why is she talking to the wall and not to me? That's why. I just felt the need to say that. And it's like, I just catch myself doing it. I don't mean to do it. With the don't let them in, it feels like you've been hurt by so many people and you just feel like that's how people are. And you would rather just not have friends and not, sorry, my battery or my storage thingy came up, so I had to like delete stuff and come back. But what I was saying is I feel like you've been hurt so much that you feel like that's just how people are, so you would rather be alone. But like, I feel like your body is craving socialization and you're just like ignoring it. You're like, no, because this is what happens when we socialize. And you like remind yourself over and over and over how many times you've been hurt and how people are, and you just don't want to deal with it. But your inner child is like, please address that. Like, there's something there. Please address that, because I want friends. I want people around me. I want good people around me. I'm not saying to let people in when they don't deserve it, but I'm saying like we can become hyper vigilant and see things that aren't there sometimes in relationships, or we can just isolate ourselves. So yeah. We got try harder, the card try harder. And that is saying try harder at making friends, I'm hearing. Your inner child wants friends. They're showing me like running on a playground. Like they miss when you used to be social. They're showing me like in school you were social or something. They're showing again like running on a playground. Yeah, they want you to try harder at making friends. And then we got the card, I love that song. Oh, I got an interesting message that if you make music, that they like your music, and I got chills, so that's really sweet. They like your music, and they want you to make more of it. They're into it, they like it, they're proud of you for it. I think that's what the "you're so cool" is too, and the "you're a rock star." Yeah, I feel like there's a musician here. If you're a musician, your inner child loves your music. They love that you are still doing music, I just heard. So if you did that in school or something and you're still doing it, they're like, thank you for still doing that. But again, that might not be for everybody. That was really kind of specific, but. And then we got the card, talk to me more. Again, we went over that with the photo and everything. I feel like I should get one more, or maybe two more. Oh my goodness, I think this is just what my guides wanted me to see. I took the bottom of the deck off to shuffle, and then it says, wear more color. So I think, again, that's just saying like what I was talking about with the let your inner child out, let yourself express, stop trying to keep yourself in a box. I'm hearing you don't have to fit yourself in a box. The box will find you, I'm hearing. To attract these people, to attract the right people, you have to start expressing yourself. Like all of this is tied together. You might be like, yeah, I do believe that about relationships, but I've been trying to change that, but I'm still attracting people that aren't good, and I know they're not good, and I trust myself, and I know it's not me being hypervigilant. It's not me being like finding problems where there aren't problems. Like I genuinely am attracting people that I'm not a fan of. Like they're just not my kind of people. And your inner child is saying, because your outer shell, like who you express to the world is not who you really are. So you need to go inwards and see like, where are things a little mixed up? Like, where are you doing things that you don't actually want to be doing? Like, where are you expressing when you don't really want to be expressing? Are you expressing in a way that doesn't feel authentic to you? Have you not been able to find that way to express that feels authentic to you? I feel like, good job, Bentley. Good boy. His like crate thing was closed because I accidentally like kicked it, and he moves it with his nose to get back inside. Good job. I feel like also with that, I feel like your inner child needs more praise. Like I yeah, I just feel like your inner child needs to hear that they're doing a good job, and you need to hear that you're doing a good job. You know, like you need to tell your inner child, like, you did a good job back then, and also you need to tell yourself, like adult you, like you are doing a good job now. You're still doing a good job. We're still doing the right things, and kind of like ground yourself into that fact and ground yourself into the knowledge that like this happiness, this joy, this whatever is still inside of you. You just kind of have to find it and ground yourself in it. It's still there. It hasn't disappeared. And that is what's going to make your life more juicy. I'm hearing it's going to make your life, it's going to make you want to get out of bed. Like it's going to be simple things like, for example, I recently started doing these tarot readings on my YouTube channel, and I had been doing YouTube for 3-4 years previously and just making content that I thought would get views and stuff. And I just sat down and was like, okay, I'm gonna try. This isn't working. Like it's gotten me somewhere, obviously, but it's not giving me what I want out of it. So I'm just gonna try to do tarot readings because I watch them all the time. I love them. I do them for myself all the time, and it's fun and whatever. So as soon as I actually started doing something that my heart was telling me to do but didn't actually make logical sense, like I knew that I like in my heart and in my like thoughts and in my fear, I felt like I knew that I wasn't gonna get views, or I wasn't gonna like, I don't know, I felt like I was gonna have to start over and that nobody would like it and it wasn't gonna be successful, and like I was scared of failure, but also scared to just like express and scared to just put myself out there in a way that truly is me and things that I truly care about and coming from the heart and coming from my soul. I was scared to express that and people not like it, you know? But to kind of like wrap that up, and the point of why I wanted to say all of that is, as soon as I started doing that, I am pleasantly surprised with the outcome. Like I'm having so many kind comments and just these kind stories of people resonating with my readings and going into like depth and detail, and I haven't got any mean comments, and like all these things that I thought were gonna happen aren't happening. So that could be something you need to hear too. Like the fear is just the fear. Like all of the things that you're scared of aren't actually going to happen. Like literally the opposite of them are going to happen if you take this step. I feel like there's like a step that you need to be taking. And then this is the last card I'm gonna take. It says, please do more of what we used to. Straight up. Straight up. If you had a passion as a child, go back to it. And if you didn't, and you really like something like silly, like tarot or something like that, and you think it's silly and you can't justify it and whatever, you need to start doing more of that. Start doing things that have no reason to them. Like start doing things like watercoloring for no reason, you know, and just like seeing how they work and trying different things. That's all I'm gonna get for those cards. And I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know what I wanted to do with these, but I have these photos from my childhood and I just felt called to like bring them in the reading. I don't know. So I'm gonna shuffle these and like, I don't know what they're gonna tell me, honestly, but I just felt called to use them. I don't know. Oh, okay. Here's the first one. This is a photo of me and my mother. So cute. Me and my mom. I know, we look really similar. But again, this photo is confirming to me that with the mother issues, like with the forgiving your mom thing, that's what this is confirming to me. And then what is this one under here? This is also me. What is it? Oh, me with my friends, like at a swimming place when I was little. First of all, being social. But the first thing I saw, or the first thing I heard when I looked at this photo, is healing your inner masculine. Yeah. Healing your inner masculine. So that's what's gonna help you, is taking action. Because you gotta heal your relationship with action and with people and with just feeling safe in the world. And then, do I want this one? No, I feel like there's one like in here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we got this photo. It's a family photo, and my mom doesn't even know who this is. I think it's her grandma. I think she knows who it is, but like, I don't know who it is. But here's a photo, and what I just heard with this is embrace the unknown. Like, get excited for the unknown. Stop thinking the unknown is scary. The unknown is nothing until you project something onto it. So wouldn't you rather project hopes? And look at this funky wallpaper. Wouldn't you want to, and this is also saying like, maybe dress up your space a bit, stop being boring. If you have like a plain white like house, like make it funky, make it weird, like make it you. But yeah, I'm just hearing like, wouldn't you rather just try and be funky than just like be boring because you feel like everybody else just wants you to be boring? And then this is the bottom, and this is me, the yellow, and me with my cousins. But with this one, I'm just hearing like, it's okay to take things, it's okay to claim things, it's okay to make things yours, it's okay to, yeah, it's okay to make things yours, it's okay to want things, it's okay to go after things. Like, I feel like you really need to heal this like action taking part of you, this masculine part of you. And also there's like yellow that was under that one that I just pulled, and she's wearing a little SpongeBob. She's me. But yellow, so I feel like solar plexus. It's really and just like be goofy, bro. Have confidence in being goofy. Like, look how happy I look, but I just look so silly, you know. And then I want to look at this one for some reason. You're just exhausted. Your feminine is exhausted. I look at this photo and I see how exhausted my mom is and how my dad looks like he did nothing. Like, your masculine is doing nothing in life, and your feminine is so exhausted trying to like overcompensate for your masculine not doing anything with this photo. Is telling me. So again, everything that we were just talking about. You can be you. It doesn't matter who's around you also. I feel like I need to say. I feel like I need you to go put on like a pink frilly dress and just like go be girly and go take action while you look girly. Like, take this fiery masculine fire and do something with it, but like look good while you're doing it, and like carry that feminine like tenderness and kindness with you while you're taking action. I love you, pile number one. I hope you liked that reading. It was a little unique. Like, I just felt called to do it this way, so I hope you liked it. I hope the messages got across to you. I hope this resonated. If it did resonate, go ahead and put a woman emoji in the comments down below so I can know that you picked number one, because we were talking about mom. And give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because 90% of you that watch these readings are not subscribed, and I would love for you to be subscribed. And then check out the description, check out my Patreon for additional extended readings or 18+ readings, and I will see you in the next reading. I love you. Bye, Pile 1. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading about messages that your inner child has for you. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I have myself sitting here because she is the queen. And it fits for the theme of this video. I always have her on my desk. She's usually just sitting right here, like where the crystals are, like behind the crystals. But I wanted her to be seen today, so yeah. Having photos of her around just helps me like love myself and like forgive myself and like not be so hard on myself. So maybe that's something that would help you, like keeping a photo of your inner child in your wallet or on your lock screen of your phone, or just somewhere where you'll see them, you know? Let's go ahead and get into some cards that I made. I just channeled some messages and wrote them down. I feel like in comparison to pile number 1, you definitely have a better relationship with your inner child. You definitely talk to them. You definitely are aware of them. Okay. I actually don't want that one. I feel like it just felt wrong sitting there, so I feel like I wasn't supposed to take it, but that one feels right. Okay, pile number 2's inner child. What does pile number 2's inner child want to say? I feel like there's a lot to say. Ooh, but I keep freaking bending my cards. Let's not do that. Okay, pile number 2, inner child. Did something turn over? No, it sounded like it did. Ah, yeah, one did. Okay. So we got, you're not scared, question mark. What I'm getting is that you accomplished something amazing because, or something that your inner child has always wanted, because at the bottom of the deck we have, you did it, question mark. And then we also have, you're not scared, question mark. So I feel like what I'm getting is that your inner child sees that you accomplished this thing, and they see how much action you've taken, and they see where you are, and they don't understand how you do it because they would be scared. And they're asking you, like, you're not scared? And they're also showing me with this pay attention to me card, which is the second one that came out. I feel like they're just telling me, like, tell them that they just need to keep me up to date. They just need to, I feel like they have a lot to tell you in regards to how proud they are of you, but you don't listen. Like, it feels like you're very, like, a very achiever. Also, if I look over here, it's because I have a blank wall and I'm clairvoyant. So to like see, it's easier to look here and see the visions than it is to like look at you. So I don't mean to like make it impersonal. I'm just channeling. But I don't notice I'm doing it sometimes, but then I notice and I'm like, they probably, I don't know what they think I'm doing. Hopefully you get it. But yeah, I feel like you're a achiever, and I feel like you're a very hard worker. I feel like you have achieved things in your life, and you may not even feel like you've achieved things, but you have definitely achieved some things that your inner child has always wanted, or been bold or confident in ways that they've always wanted, and they see that and they're like, dang, you're so cool. Like, I can't believe you did that. Like, I would be so scared. And with the pay attention to me card, again, they're just saying, like, keep me up to date. Like, you would be surprised by what I have to say to you about what you've achieved. And this hardworking energy, this like achieving energy that you have, you wouldn't feel so much of a need to go and climb and all of that if you took the time to just talk to your inner child and be like, what do you want to tell me? And also, I want you to say thank you to the younger ages of you that made decisions that were good for you to get to where you are now. Like, I got a vision of me at 19 buying a car and moving to Arizona when I lived in Oklahoma right after high school. I got a vision of that. And I got a vision of me thanking myself because maybe a year or two ago I had a conversation with myself. I have it often now, but for the first time I had it with myself. Telling myself, like, thank you for making all these decisions because I would not be here. Like, I would still be sitting in my little hometown if my 19-year-old self was not so brave, you know, like, and I feel called to talk about the fact that I've done so much in my life that I am scared, that I would be scared to do now, but like I just did them when I was younger. And I feel like it's similar for you, and you just haven't taken the time to like say thank you. And I feel like if you just sit down and say thank you and list all of the things that you're happy that happened or that led you to where you are now, or that led you to any little successes or things that you perceive as little successes, you gotta thank the person that did that for you. Who did that for you? Not you right now. You at 15 or you at 19 or you at 5 or you at whatever. They deserve the recognition too, okay? Also, I'm feeling really thirsty, so I feel like they're just telling you to drink more water because I literally just chugged water. I should not be feeling thirsty, okay? Okay, so... oh my gosh, these readings are so sweet. I'm happy with our life. Your inner child, I feel like you're hard on yourself. Maybe you're hard on yourself, I don't know, but... and then, oh my gosh, how is this even real? I just took that one off and put it under, and this was... don't be mean. As I was saying, I feel like you're hard on yourself. Okay. What the heck? Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Like, I feel like you've done a lot, and I'm getting chills. I feel like you've done a lot, and maybe the results aren't tangible. Maybe the results are just emotional. I feel like you have broken so many generational curses, so much ancestral stuff, so much stuff that... and I'm also seeing like relationship stuff, like maybe your mom has always picked, or maybe the women in your family have always picked the wrong men, and you changed that by just being single for a long time and being like, well, I'd rather have no one than the shitty ones, and like proving that to the universe and not swaying. I feel like you have done so much stuff like that. I feel like you've cut off so many people. I feel like you have let yourself be alone. I feel like you have faced your fears and you've done all this inner work, but because you don't see it on the outside, you're like, I haven't really done anything, and I don't want to talk to my inner child because they're not going to be proud of me. They're not going to be happy of me. So you're kind of avoiding them a little bit. It feels like you've had a relationship with them and you're kind of in a more like avoidant really like point in your relationship with your inner child at the moment. But she's saying like, or they're saying like, your inner child is saying you don't have to avoid me. Like, if anything, like I'm way more proud of you than what you think. Like, I'm way more proud than I let on. I'm hearing. And that's why you came to this reading. Like, this reading is really, really good, and I feel the good vibes, and I feel them like just getting better like throughout, like as the reading progresses. And I feel like that is your inner child telling you like, I see that you've made our life better. Like, I see that every single day your life has gotten better, and thank you for bringing me along, and thank you for doing this for me, and thank you for fighting for me, and thank you for making decisions that were scary, and thank you for suffering for me, and thank you for thinking long term, and thank you for, like, I literally want to cry. Like, thank you for thinking long term, and thank you for making decisions that you were so scared to make. Your inner child is saying, like, thank you so much for doing those things. Thank you for standing up to those people. Thank you for believing that your emotions are important. Thank you for trusting me, I'm hearing. Thank you for listening to me, I'm hearing. Oh, maybe that's what it is with the pay attention to me card. Maybe it's like, now you're paying attention to your inner child and you weren't previously. Whichever scenario resonates for you, but I think that's for someone here also. And you also, they're telling you these things because they're telling you that you need to be also telling yourself these things. So these things that I'm saying in this video right now are things that you need to be like affirming to yourself. And these are specifically for you, okay? Yeah. And when I said affirmation, I got the you can do it card. So I just feel like, again, you need more praise. You need to give yourself more praise. You need to give yourself more credit, I'm hearing. And then we have the go more places card. I feel like this is you telling yourself that you haven't done enough, but your inner child is like, dude, like, you have done enough. And this was turned over. All the other cards are like this, and this was turned over. I don't know if these are too. Yeah, I'm gonna take these. Yeah, you need to give yourself more credit. You've done a lot more than you believe that you've done. We have the card forgive me. We have the card people like us question mark. And with this, I'm just getting, like, I feel like in high school or in school you were like bullied, and that's why you have this like mean voice in your head that tells you like you're not doing enough because there was someone in your past. Like, I feel like it was you felt like people didn't like you, but that's not the case anymore. But you're like still like carrying it over, like people do like you now, like, but I get it. Like, I was bullied too, and I still have some of those thoughts, you know. I'm hearing that they really like your music taste. I love that song. This came out in the first pile, but it had a different interpretation. But this is definitely them saying, like, I love your music taste. Like, the music now is crazy. What the heck? And then we got, you're a rock star. Again, just affirmation, like things that you need to be hearing. Like, you are the star of the show. Like, you are doing the right things. You are correct. See, I'm seeing like all these things. Like, you've been on a plane, question mark. Like, I feel like this is your inner child saying, like, you've done so much. And with the go more places thing, you're like, in your mind saying, like, I need to hustle, I need to do more. And you're getting caught up in this capitalistic way of thinking. I never say that, but I never use those words, you know, but maybe that is gonna resonate for you. But like, being in this capitalistic, like, hustle culture, like, way of thinking, and being like, well, I want to slow down, but I can't type of thing. But your inner child is saying, like, please slow down. Like, please just stop being, like, so hard on me. Stop being so mean to me. I'm hearing, like, I'm trying my best. Stop being so mean to me. I feel like you have this thought of, like, I need to be doing more. I need to be doing more, but you're doing your best. You're doing great. You're doing so much, and the only thing you need to change, the only thing you need to do differently or do more of is that, like, change that mentality of I need to do more and switch it to I have done so much already. Okay. Now, we're gonna go, that's enough of these cards, I feel. And okay. We also, I wasn't gonna talk about this because I wasn't feeling it, but then I was just like, I kind of am feeling it. So we got this with the mom and dad did what? I feel like this is saying that your parents, they're surprised that your parents are still together, or they're surprised that your parents' relationship is still good, or something like that. Like they're happy that, or maybe they're happy that your relationship with your parents is still good. They're happy that they're still in your life, or something like that. Anyways, let's move on to this. I have some photos from my childhood, like actual like film photos, and I wanted to shuffle these and just see what the photos tell me and what messages we can get from the photos. This is like my favorite part in the last reading. It was my favorite part, so I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to do these. Okay, what are we gonna get for pile number 2? Just fall out. Messages for pile number 2. What photos? Oh, that one. What photos do pile number 2 need? What messages? Ooh. Let's see if we can get like a, I'm gonna take these little ones out and shuffle the big ones, because let's see if we can get a big one. Okay. I feel like it's in here anyways, so. Okay. Let's see. I don't know how to like shuffle them. Okay. This one. I felt it. I felt it so hard. It's this one. And this one under here. These, okay. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Okay, here's the first photo. This is a photo of my uncle, with my uncle Jeff, me as a baby, like laying on him, and him hiding from the camera. With this photo, I'm hearing that this is what you're doing. You're hiding from your blessings, I'm hearing. You're still stuck in the mindset of how you were before you got these blessings. So you're not really able to accept them, to appreciate them, to enjoy them for what they are, because you have this like mentality going on, this like negative mentality going on in your brain. Yeah. And this is you like hiding from them. You're trying to like avoid them. I mean, again, we already talked about this, but this photo is confirming like you're avoiding them. And like in reality, if you wanted them to go away, all you gotta do is just face them. Take this away and face them. Okay. This next one is of me and my little brother in a diaper. And with this photo, I see this as your older self thanking your younger self. Like I just see like she's telling him, I'm telling, like it just looks like she, like this older, like older sibling vibes, giving advice or giving praise or being like good job, or like big sister things, you know, or like motherly things. Okay, here's a photo of my dad. with Santa. I don't know. I really don't. But with this, I was really called to look at the hand and also think about who my dad is as a person. So this photo is telling me you need to push away those thoughts. Like, you need to literally straight up, like when you're having thoughts of like, I'm not doing enough, or doubting, or like any of those like criticizing, critic thoughts. Also, I'm being told the criticizing thoughts are that your inner feminine is wounded, so she is criticizing your masculine. Imagine a relationship where the woman is very like nitpicky and very like, no, you're doing this wrong, you need to do this, no. That comes from control issues, right? That comes from she doesn't trust her partner because of whatever reason, maybe because she's been hurt before, maybe because she's been whatever. So she's like being mean to control. That's what this voice in your head is. Being mean to control and intimidate, but it's just because it's out of fear. So there's nothing to be like, you don't need to be scared of the voice. The voice is scared of you and your situation and how powerful you are. Yeah, I just hear that your inner feminine is wounded. Or that your masculine is being criticizing of your feminine and not allowing your feminine to come out because the masculine is just being so like mean. So you're just like shutting down and hiding inside of yourself is what it feels like. Like the joy part of you, like the sensual, like I'm gonna take a bite of this apple and fucking like moan and like love it type energy, like the juicy like type of energy. Like life is supple, life is, you know, you're missing that energy. Also, we got my Uncle Jeff and me again, but I'm a lot older in this photo. He's not in like all these photos, so this is funny. What am I seeing from this? Okay, here's the photo. I don't know if you can... Sorry, I got a phone call and I didn't know if you could hear me, so anyways. Here's the photo. This is me right here, and then my Uncle Jeff right there. Huh. With this one, I'm getting that this is your inner child, like standing in front of all these scary things and feeling like they have to take it on. Your inner child feels like they have to take it on, and your adult self is kind of just like standing back there and like letting it happen. Like your inner child is fighting all these battles alone, it feels like, and this is like the battle, and she's like in front of it. She's already kind of like beaten it, right? She's already beaten it, she's ahead of it, but you're still back here, you haven't caught up yet, or vice versa, like you just haven't caught up yet. And yeah, this photo is telling you again with the like, you just have to catch your mindset up to your circumstances. Oh, I love this. Okay. And then this is one of my favorite photos ever. This is a photo of my mom disciplining my cousin because she was trying to be mean to me. So with this one, I'm saying this is what you need to do to those evil voices in your head. You need to tell them like, no, honey, that is not okay. Like in the most motherly, like don't fight with it. Don't become a firecracker. And like, that's you being a child still. Like you need to, no, honey, like this is not how we do things. Like, here's what we need to do instead. Here's what, these are not the thoughts we need to be thinking. Here are the thoughts we need to think instead. Energy. And you need to be the mom of yourself. I don't know what that's about, but I just hear that. don't know what that is, but keep hearing that. Actually, I feel like that's like a child's toy. What is that? Am I hearing someone's like childhood's toy? Childhood toy? If that is for you, leave that in the comments, because that is so, like, now I see a little like toy with a microphone. Like, I think it's just telling me like it's a childhood toy for someone. I don't know. Let me know if that's you. And then we have this. This is like one of my like ancestors that I've never met. This is like really old. I don't know. But with this one, I'm just getting that your ancestors are with you. And that just because your mom and dad taught you something, just because your grandma believes something, just because your family believes something, doesn't mean that you have to believe it. And that's perfectly fine, and it's perfectly great. And it's okay to have to reparent yourself, and that doesn't mean that your parents made a mistake. It just means that this is your life, and now it's time to take over your life and teach yourself how to live your life how you actually want to live it, and to think about circumstances how you want to think about them, rather than just going with how your parents deal with them and just running with it, you know? Yeah, this was the bottom of the deck card. This is me and my mom at our lake in our hometown, which is like 5 minutes away from my house. And then under this, we just had this sleepy photo of me as a baby. And I feel like once you conquer your inner feminine, like once you conquer those thoughts and you start letting this happy-go-lucky spirit out of you, this is how you're gonna feel. Like, I feel like right now, I wish I had a photo of like me crying, having a breakdown as a child. I feel like that's how you would feel right now. And then after you conquer your thoughts, you're gonna just feel so relieved. I just feel this like relieved feeling of like, I can finally enjoy my blessings. It's just your ego is like fighting to keep control because it doesn't feel safe. So just make yourself feel safe. Do things to make yourself safe, and who needs to feel safe is your inner child. So do what's going to make them feel safe, and that is just doing things that make them happy, make them joyful, make them proud, talking to them, looking at old photos, being creative, just having pretty things around you, going to a toy store, all of these kinds of things. That's what I've got for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. If you liked your reading, leave me a Santa emoji down in the comments down below so I know you picked pile number 2. And then subscribe to the channel down below. I just dropped this. Subscribe to the channel down below because 90% of you that watch these readings are not subscribed. And check the description, check my Patreon for extended and 18+ readings, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys, love you.